We sometimes take our hearts for granted. It's like having a garment that you rake through the mud and throw through water and drag through the dust and throw things at and expect it to be clean and presentable all the time. And we do the same thing with our hearts. We take them through things and we put them through things and we throw things at them. And actually, all of that means that they don't work really well. They become corrupted and they become polluted. It doesn't mean they can't be salvaged and can't be changed, but they do become corrupted and polluted. And it's up to us to make sure that they don't go in that direction or have that outcome. You sometimes see people who have vintage cars, right? And they'll go out and they'll see a speck of dust and it's blown away. Because that speck of dust could turn into a patch, could turn into, heaven forbid, some dirt on the vintage car. And you couldn't possibly have that because this is of great value. This person doesn't see it as a burden to look after this great thing he has that is of value. He actually sees it as a privilege to own it and to have it, and so therefore looks after it. Our hearts are a privilege to have. We are privileged to be created in the image and likeness of God, and we are privileged to be created with a feeling and reasoning spirit. We are privileged to be created with a heart that God has given us. And even in the book of Jeremiah, when God says to us that He will remove from our flesh hearts of stone and replace hearts of flesh, He says, you know what, even if your heart is not just sedimented, it's not just gathering things, if it's turned into a whole clump, that's how much it's gathered. And you know what? Stone isn't gathered overnight. I always found it intriguing at school to understand that things could turn into stone. Right? Things could be fossilized. So a piece of wood could become stone. And I just didn't understand that. But it's what happens over time. That clump of stone, that is our heart that was flesh, doesn't happen overnight. It happens with sedimentation. It happens with influence over a long period of time. And it happens through our own carelessness because we don't shield it enough. Our hearts do need to be shielded. Next time you feel angry, don't prolong the anger because it corrupts the heart. Next time you feel vengeful, next time you feel that you want to seek a certain retribution, these are natural thoughts that come into our minds. As much as possible, we need to stop those thoughts. But you know what? Humanity, our broken humanity, means that sometimes, even often, we will experience these thoughts of anger, revenge, spite, all of these things. But when we get them, when we feel them, dismiss them quickly so that they don't turn into this huge sediment, so they turn into this huge cluster, this heart of stone.